Hello, this is Blue Laker. I'm at Radio Tribune in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, Lost Wages, Nevada. Well, folks, we're here going to talk to you about not how you can lose some money, but how you can make some money. Now, I know that sounds strange. And guess what? It's a necessity. Oh, it's a necessity to make money? Well, yes, it really is. That is to say, if you want to save money. So, exactly how we're going to do that? Well, we're going to talk about something that's vital to your health and welfare. Yeah, health and welfare. What could that possibly be? Insurance. Medical insurance. Now, the medical program that we have been using, Obamacare, is falling apart every single day. It can't support itself anymore, nor can we expect the American population to support something that doesn't work. Now, the GOP plan calls for a new program, and of course that new program is going to have to be authorized by Congress. Right now, there's a lot of opposition to that. So what do? Well, we can look into history. All right, well, what do you mean? Well, you see, back in 1985, Ronald Reagan created a program called Cobra. Cobra is not an insurance plan. It is a guarantee of continued insurance that you might have. That insurance is with your own doctors, physicians, surgeons, dental, and so forth. Now, Cobra has been modified a few times, but there's a difference between Cobra and other programs. You see, Cobra is not an insurance plan. It, again, is a guarantee that you will be able to continue with your existing program. Well, what if that existing program is Obamacare? Okay, let's talk about that for a second, because then we have to get back to basics under Cobra. Cobra is continuing coverage for up to 18 months. 18 months? Well, what happens if we don't have a plan? Well, we're going to have a plan. That plan begins with Cobra. And an amended version of Cobra called King Cobra. We're going to get into that in a minute, but you see, I have to make sense to you, C-E-N-T-S, so that you understand the vital role that you can play and make money at the same time. So, you know, every year when you fill out your income tax returns, if you've paid money into the system, that is to say your employer has put money away for you for tax purposes, and at the end of the year, you tally up all your expenses, and after that, and after those exemptions have been clarified by the Internal Revenue Service, you might get a check back. Well, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Well, yeah, it sounds pretty good, but guess what? It's your money. That is to say, you don't get anything out unless you put something in. Got it? You don't get anything out unless you put something in. Just like the bank. You got to put something in to get something out. Do they give you credit? Well, if you've been paying your bills on time, yeah, they'll give you some credit. And then they'll what? Oh, then they'll charge you interest. Right? Yes. That's the way they all work. Because none of them operate for free. They have administration, they have other costs, they have losses. There's a whole bunch of things that take place. The point that I'm trying to make is that when you're doing business with the bank, they're not using their own money. they're using yours. Make sense? Johnny puts in $100 a month. Aunt Susie puts in $1,000 a month. Somebody else puts in $500, $400, $300, $220. It doesn't make any difference. It's all thrown into a pile of sorts, a money pile. And from that, they pay the expenses of the bank. That is to say, the employees, the insurance, on and on and on. But more importantly, they have the collective power of individuals just like you. Now in life, we have two choices. That's it, just two. You either are the bank or you pay the bank. That's the choices. So, which position would you rather play? On the one hand, the banks collect your money and use it and make money with it in order to pay the bills and, in some cases, to pay you a very small amount of interest, 1 or 2%, for keeping the money in there. Well, how would it be if insurance worked exactly the same way? Oh, you're finally getting to the point. Yes, I'm finally getting to the point. You see, King Cobra is different. King Cobra is an extension of Cobra, the original Ronald Reagan plan. The differences are this. Under the original plan, and I know this can get a little confusing, you can have pre-existing conditions. You can have pre-existing conditions and be covered under Obamacare, which is an extension of Cobra. Oh, it gets now really confusing. Remember, Cobra is an extension of your existing policy. What would that mean if, for example, I'm collecting Obamacare and I'm getting subsidized $400 a month? Okay, well, you didn't understand what I said. It's a continuation of the same insurance policy that you currently have for up to 18 months. Why 18 months? Well, hell, I don't know. Because that's the law. Oh, yes, I forgot to mention, Cobra is not an insurance program. It's a law. Mandatory. It's already in existence. It doesn't have to go through Congress again. Even the amendments, I don't believe, would have to go through Congress, although that would be probably the wise thing to do. The point that I'm trying to make is that under that Cobra plan, provided you to pay into it, again, nothing in, nothing out, or in the case of the computer, garbage in, garbage out. So what we have to look at is that you have to make contributions to that program. Well, yeah, but the premiums are so high, I can't afford it. It's for up to 18 months. It is incumbent upon you to make the legislature's move to get a final bill that can be approved and satisfies the population. What we're saying is King Cobra is the alternative plan to make that happen and to get people off Obamacare right now. Now, I told you there's two distinct programs here. You have Cobra, the original Reagan program, and you have King Cobra, that is a new program which is nothing more than amendments to the current program, but it clearly distinguishes between those in the high-risk group and those in the low-risk group. Now, well, how does that benefit everyone? Well, it benefits everyone from this point of view. That the people that are in the high-risk category can find insurance that is less expensive for them. They can continue with their existing policy for up to 18 months. But at that point, there's going to be some changes. On the other hand, King Cobra does not accept existing conditions for 1 year. After you become a member of King Cobra, you have to wait a year to have your pre-existing condition covered. Oh, so let me put this together. If I have 18 months under Cobra, the original plan, and I can't get coverage for a year with King Cobra, well, maybe I can extend Cobra until I get past the year. Well, maybe you can. Maybe. On the other hand, you're part of a risk group, and you're paying a greater premium. Those people in King Cobra pay lower premiums, have lower deductibles, but they have an investment that they're making. That investment is in the King Cobra plan. And that investment is paid monthly, and it is returned to you in full at the end of the year as a tax credit. So, let me get into that for a second. What is a tax credit? What is a tax deduction? There are two different separate pieces of fruit. In the one, the exceptions is deductible from your as expenses on your internal revenue form. The other is we're going to call it a cash dividend because it comes back to you in full at the end of the year. Now, it may be that you can't take it because of other taxes and other things like that, but it will be applied. The bottom line is, well, why would the federal government want to give us back the money at the end of the year? Well, it's simple. They operate like a bank, or at least they should. And now because we have President Trump in there, who's a businessman who knows about these matters, and he has financial experts that are working with him, let me tell you how the banks work again. I said it once, I'm going to say it again. The banks collect money from each and every one of us. They put it together in a pot, and they use it for mortgages and other things to make money. So they're using your money to make money with to keep the bank afloat. Now that's called opium. Opium, that's a drug. Well, yes, in some cases opium is a drug. In other cases it's not. In this particular case it's not a drug. It's called other people's money. That's what the banks do. That's what the auctions do. Do you think that the auction owns 1,000 vehicles? No. Are they administrators? Yes. Do they have to give the money back when the sales transaction are made? Yes. Do they deduct the fee? Yes. Does the banks operate on the same basis? They take all of your money, my money, and everybody else's, put it together in a pump, in a pot, make money with it, and then give us our money back, and it's guaranteed to get back. Not today, it's not, because it's not covered. Because as it stands right now, they can come in and take the assets of a bank. This program has to be different. The government will not be able to take that money and flee with it. No. Wait a minute. We're going to have a monetary change here. Oh, that's true. We are going to have a monetary change. We are going to the gold standard. Now we're going to call it the gold and silver standard, but it's already in the process. And there's several ways that it's going to be approached. I have my own approach to it. It's similar to some of the other programs, but I think in my case it's a little bit better. But that's just my opinion. It's up to the financial experts to really explore that and see. But let's just say that in the future, very near future, we go to the gold and silver standard. Now, we can't do that. That market fluctuates daily. Yes, it does fluctuate daily. Have you ever noticed the signs at the gas station that one day you come in there, it's $3.29 a gallon, the next day you come in there, it's $3.40 a gallon, or it's $3.17 a gallon? Oh, it fluctuates too. Oh, well, how do they keep that under control? Well, they do because we have computers, and without the computers, we would be dead. Same thing is true with precious metals, whether it happens to be gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper, any of the precious metals. It can fluctuate. Well, yeah, but I don't want to lose any money. Well, think about that for a second. Think about what you're thinking. I don't want to lose anything. Well, if everybody's on the gold standard, how are you going to lose? Because any commodity, I don't care whether it's gold, silver, coin, or corn, asparagus, manure, it doesn't make any difference. The price can fluctuate. And we haven't seemed to be able to do without that over the years. But it does give us the opportunity, because we all have to have certain products, whether it's the food we eat or the milk that we drink or the alcohol we consume. We have to have certain products. What drives the price is supply and demand. Let's use a hypothetical, for example. The hypothetical is this. If we develop a system that is worldwide, and gold and silver becomes the standard, and we, the United States, get to continue to be the Federal Reserve Fund. If everybody's using gold and silver, would that be an increase in supply and demand? Yes, it would be an increase in supply and demand. And it would fluctuate. Is that a good thing? Oh man, I don't want to lose any money. Well, who said you're going to lose money? You have to be realistic. You have to understand that we're coming back to supply and demand. And when the supply is limited and the demand is there, the prices go up. Just look at the grocery stores and see. Well, a couple of years ago, I was paying 98 cents a pound for grapes. Now it's $1.39, $1.49, $1.99. Yes, supply and demand enters into it. And the same thing is true in the insurance industry. It's all about supply and demand. And that's one of the reasons that the Obamacare program is failing. The prices are too high. And we can compensate for it by having great administrators. Well, look at what happens in the past. Yes, look at what's happened in the past. When the Democrats controlled everything, did nothing. Look at Donald Trump. He ran on the promise of making America great again. You can't do it by words alone. You have to do it with actions. Fortunately, we have a businessman in office who is surrounded by experts to give him guidance so that he can properly administer this administration. So, what I'm getting back to is what I originally started with today, and that is, how can we reduce our costs, increase the membership, and give something back to the people? And it's done very simply by having good administrators and understanding that you are going to get something back for your investment. And even if it's only your money back, and that money happens to be $4,000 or $5,000, that's $4,000 or $5,000 that you don't have to pay, even with a tax credit. And can you get a cash refund? I believe that you can, but then you're still going to have to pay your taxes, and so you can't have it both ways. You're not going to get a tax credit, get the money back, and then adios amigo. No, that's not the way it works. Truthfully, we have got to become smarter. We have to retain the United States as the International Monetary Fund in order to control prices of oil and other things throughout the world. We need to have collaboration with other countries, and the countries best suited for our purpose, in my opinion, are Russia and India. Oh my God, you're going to talk about Russia and the leaks and the this and the that. Hey, I'm talking about Russia and the leaks and the this and the that, because a lot of that is pure baloney. But even if it wasn't baloney, do you think that any administration should just sit back and wait and see, and, oh, well, maybe I'll get elected, maybe I won't? Look, we have a program that we have to put forward. And if there was some conversation, and as long as it wasn't something that was classified, you know what? All is fair in love and war. And it looks like the Clinton administration played the same game, only they don't get attacked. Why is that? Because of the money that's in back of them? Why would these continual outbursts, lawsuits and delays, where would they come from? Are they coming from individuals? or are they coming from an organized group of people? And you know, all these demonstrations and everything require money and administration. So let's get our heads straight. We need to get on the same track. And if they don't want to get on the same track, maybe they should take a train to someplace else. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but I know that we can't continue this bickering, that we need to put forth a program that is acceptable by the majority of people in the United States and go forward. We must move forward, and if it's financially viable for you, then you need to join the program and pledge your support, not only for the administration, but for King Cobra, because King Cobra is at least a law that can go into effect almost immediately with amendments made to satisfy most people. Will it satisfy everyone? Well, no, I don't think so. There's nothing that satisfies all people at all times. There's always somebody that has a complaint or this or that, you know. But we can't allow small parties of demonstration. When I say small, there's 330 million people in the United States. And with a handful of people, 12 people, 100 people, 200 people, 2,000 people, 5,000 people, 500,000 people get together, they represent a very small percentage of the total population. So let's not get dragged down by these protesters who, for the most part, are acting very un-American. We need to work together to make things happen. Wouldn't it be nicer? Instead of fighting amongst ourselves, we're fighting ISIS? Oh, I think so. I think so. But now we got another conflict because, according to the information that I read, we're supporting the rebels in Syria. Now, if we're supporting the rebels in Syria, and Russia is opposed to it, and working on the side of government, now we have a conflict going between Russia and the United States. Why? Why? Will you tell me why? And you can call us here at the station. And remember, this is radio tripping. And if you were not set up today to call, but the next couple of days, you will be able to air this online, and you will also be able to have the phone number to which to call. So, can the Obamacare program, a liability today, be turned into an asset? And I say yes, absolutely. It can turn into an asset for the country, and probably a program that will be recognized worldwide. So as I mentioned to you today, would you rather see your money put to work where your money is working for you? Or would you just rather spend it on every lavish thing that you can have and not have any money at the end of the day? So if you want insurance, if you want a return on your investment, then you need to look very seriously, not just at King Cobra, but Cobra, the 1985 act that was perfected by Ronald Reagan. Yeah, the law on Cobra is 84 pages long, but you know what? It's not 10,000 pages. It's something that you can read in a day, and it's something that you can understand very clearly. And it is the law. So, my closing remark to you today is take advantage of these programs that are out there and available. Join us. We need your help and support. We need you to pledge your allegiance to the United States and Medicare or a health program that fits the entire population. So again, this is Blue Laker, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow. And we're at Radio Tribute here in Las Vegas, Nevada.